Hello! What is good, everybody? This is Paul Tamayo, and I'm here with... That's your cue.
I'm Tim Rogers.
That's Tim Rogers.
I don't like saying my own name. I feel weird when I say my name. I don't like my name.
I mean, I feel like people already know who you are, but, just for the uninitiated, you never know.
How you doing?
Anyway, we are here playing the new Overwatch Busan map. It's on the PTR at the moment. It just came out today. Also, look at these new skins. The Atlantic Tracer and Pacific Genji. Pretty cool. Pretty dope stuff.
Pacific Genji.
Did you get a chance to check out that new D.Va animated short?
I didn't watch it, no, because I'm busy making a terrible, long video that everyone will be able to watch next Tuesday.
Nice. Well, stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah, stay tuned for Tuesday.
There you go. So yeah, let's just jump right into the new Busan map. So it's a new control map. For those who don't know, it's basically you have to take control of a singular point, and two teams are obviously fighting over them. So it's pretty cool because the two of us have actually been there.
Oh, I've been to Busan.
Right? Yeah. Skirmish time. Who should I go?
One little fun thing, just a minor anecdotal observation about the Korean language is, first of all, love Korea. I've spent many months of my life in Korea.
Korea's dope.
Over the course of a decade or so. Most recently in 2015. While driving from Seoul to Busan the first time I ever went, I noticed that the highway signs that say Busan on them, in English they alternate between spelling it with a P and spelling it with a B.
Yeah, so I know it's pronounced and spelled two different ways, but so my girlfriend's Korean and she says it Busan, so I've always
Busan.
been saying it that way.
Yeah, I say Busan. because the only reason I do that is that's the way it tends to get spelled in like English, in like a sort of like in your travel guides and whatnot.
You want to turn up the game audio real quick, just a little bit? I feel like it might be too low.
Snake it up.
Also, chat, let us know if how things are sounding and looking.
Slide it up a little.
Slide it up a little bit so the people can hear me.
So yeah, the only reason I spell it or I pronounce it Busan is I see it spelled that way in English. Much like despite actually speaking Japanese, I pronounce karaoke and not karaoke.
Yeah, because you don't want to be that guy sometimes. Be like, it's actually karate.
Yeah, nobody goes around and goes, yeah, I practice karate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no one does that.
You call it karate if you're speaking English. It's just, it's the English word.
Man, this skirmish is taking real long.
So yeah, the English spelling always was alternating on all of the highway signs that I saw back in 2003, the first time I ever went to Busan. So that's the end of my little anecdote about that.
Well, so my first trip to Korea was this year, a couple months ago.
Oh, heck yeah.
I went to Busan for a day. I only got to spend a day there.
A day?
Only a day. And it was a lot of fun, though. It's a beautiful little port city with an amazing beach. And,
the beach is phenomenal.
So it's the second largest city after Seoul, and it's definitely on the come up. It's a lot of things under construction, new buildings, new life being breathed into that city, and it's beautiful. I had such a good time. I rode these little air car. What are they called? Cable cars across a huge basically across the whole beach. It was amazing. I'm gonna play Zarya.
Just a phenomenal beach.
It's so beautiful.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Don't worry, that's not.
They can't hear that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was at a website, everybody, and it started playing music, which we were both able to hear.
Yeah.
But you all were not able to hear it. I'm looking up. So there's a video game festival that happens in Busan every year.
Oh, cool.
And it's called Busan Indie Connect, BIC.
Nice.
And it was one of the best events that I ever went to. I had a really good time.
Oh, so cool. Little fun fact here. If you're Reinhardt and you, I think he can sort of sing here, this little karaoke room, which is actually really adorable.
Oh, a karaoke, huh?
Or karaoke.
Karaoke?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Pretty cool, though. I'm loving this.
Oh.
Are we not live?
You're live.
All right, so...
This reminds me of the little streets that one might see.
Yeah, look at this. It's really pretty. It seems to be autumn by the color of the leaves on the trees.
Autumn is, in my opinion, if you're planning a vacation to Asia, autumn is the best time to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you went in the spring, which is the actual best time to go.
Yeah.
But autumn would be the best time for, like, if you want the most value.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, cheaper to go to Japan, at least in September.
It's also nice and cool, not as humid.
Wonderful weather.
I hear the summers are pretty brutal.
I like to get that end of the summer, the late summer vibe.
Yeah.
Is my favorite season.
It's a good vibe.
Late summer in Tokyo is my favorite season.
We lost our mercy.
So I've been to Busan in the winter, and I've been there in the summer. And, I mean, I'm not saying that this necessarily means anything about Korea, but I experienced the hottest summer day I've ever felt.
Oh, man.
And the coldest winter day I've ever felt in Busan, Korea. So
the coldest, too. I mean, yeah, it's a port city, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh man, there you go.
Ooh.
So there's 3 different. Obviously, for those who played Control before, it's the best of 3, and there are obviously 3 different maps you can play on. So this is usually this is like the 3rd in rotation for me, but we got kind of lucky and we got to see it for the first map in rotation. But look how pretty this is. This is really cool.
Yeah, they've just got the best artists in the whole. I mean, the art in Overwatch is it's such a multifaceted, fascinating concept.
Yeah.
Because they've got these characters who are designed with, like, the attention to detail and study of Street Fighter and Capcom games and, like, classic video games and anime. Like, the artists are inspired by so many, like, genuinely awesome things.
Yeah, for sure.
And at the same time, they've rendered everything in 3D in a way that feels like a classic game, but also performs in 4K, 60 FPS.
It's amazing, and it also like doesn't really require a beast of a rig to play it on. I mean, it's obviously like a 2-year-old plus game at this point, but I think it's 2 years, right? It came out when this came out?
So 3 years ago.
3 years ago, close to 3 years ago.
Yeah,
wild.
It's been around, and it's like they've created this sort of. I mean, just looking at the new map. Seeing a new Overwatch map is exciting, first of all, because it's a new Overwatch map. And they've got Blizzard employs, hands down, the best artists and the best game designers and working in video games. And the programmers are pretty good, too. So, I mean, the technically, like, technology-wise, the games just run so smooth. This game runs so well. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I love this game. It's like surprising how long I've been actually playing this game. Sometimes you don't think about it until you bring it up like now on a stream. And you're like, wow, I love this game so much.
It's been around a long time.
It's been around.
I mean, they build stuff to last.
Oh yeah.
So this aesthetic is very the visual art aesthetic of the game is super future proof. Again, because they looked at stuff that was hot in the 90s and is still regarded as cool now.
Right.
So I mean, Blizzard, they've been around since the 90s. Man, Rock and Roll Racing. You ever play Rock and Roll Racing?
I've not played it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man, we got to play Rock and Roll Racing.
We should definitely do that. Maybe on a Friday stream.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good one-on-one versus game to play.
Get this Tracer.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what's cool is, like, you'll see in a second here if I get a chance to, behind me, like across the water, that's where D.Va's base is if you watch the short. So you can sort of see, like, and usually if it's in rotation, you can see where you kind of were earlier, which is kind of cool. I love that, like, that Overwatch has that sense of, like, geography even within its maps where you can see where you've been or where you're going next or whatever.
That story stuff just being storytelling happening in levels of a multiplayer online competitive game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, so you see the short. We lost this round, unfortunately, but you see the short and you're like, oh, cool. Like, this is where D.Va takes off. This is where D.Va does this. Or in any other map, there's some sort of like animated short tag to it. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Also,
so yeah.
Let's change this up. See, I'm gonna go ahead and play May. Yeah,
I love her.
She's great. I mean, this is like.
That's hilarious.
The best thing ever. Just like close off entryways. Great. Yeah, so when I went to Busan, there was actually like obviously we took the train there from Seoul.
You took the KTX?
Took the KTX, yeah.
I love the lighting in the KTX. It's my favorite interior lighting of any train.
Yeah.
If you want to really get specific, talk about specific things. That's what I like.
No, let's talk about it.
I love that about that train.
I love that, like, on the outside, like right on the outside, they have these like little tents kind of where like you could just go and eat like after or most likely after work.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just such a cool city. I want to go back and definitely spend more time there. I did not spend enough time there. A day in Busan is definitely not enough to actually really appreciate it.
Well, the KTX is cheap enough and convenient enough that it probably didn't feel like a waste of time because the train is pleasant. The train ride there is like about 2 hours. It's really pleasant.
Yeah.
You can take a bus that costs like $8. Takes you like 5 hours to get there. I've driven to Busan in a car.
Nice.
I have taken a bus there. I've taken the KTX, and I've taken the Mugonghua train, which is the night train that makes all the local stops.
It's a good James Brown song.
It takes like 8 hours to get there. The night train that takes makes all the local stops.
I'm curious as to know what this says. I don't read Korean, but I want to learn Korean. You don't know Korean, do you?
I know a little bit of Korean. I'm hesitant to read any Korean out loud on the stream because it's one of those languages that I studied a bunch, but I'm not really confident at it.
Right.
If there were Japanese, I would read the Japanese in my Nihongo superiority that I have, my expertise in that.
Yeah, that's what you do.
But yeah, the Korean I look at, I'm like, I can read that. Should I read that out loud? And then I'm like, no, don't do it.
Where's my team at? Here we go.
That's kind of how I feel about playing games like Overwatch on a stream.
It's like, where's my team?
No, it's like I feel like, I don't want. Do I want to read that out loud? Do I want to play this game on a stream?
Yeah.
I've never streamed myself playing PUBG or Fortnite, but that doesn't mean I don't play those games.
Oh yeah, it's great. You get like a lot of comments telling you how much you suck.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't do it.
I don't mind.
I have this thing where I worked on video games. I developed video games. I've been working in the video game industry for like 15 years. You know, I'm still making a video game, right?
That's right.
But somehow now that I make videos for Kotaku, I get a lot of, you get a lot of comments where people are like, "What do you know? You can't play video games."
Yeah.
So apparently, playing video games is a different thing from making content about them or even making them.
You know what's also very different is playing and talking at the same time. It's definitely a skill that I respect a lot of streamers for having because it's tough to do.
You'll notice the best streamers, they actually talk remarkably little.
Really?
Yeah. Even the popular streamers, they're talking, but it's usually reactive, you know? So that's why so many of them accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally say bad words sometimes because they're just reacting. They're not trying to entertain. And it's just people just so happen to find their reactions entertaining.
Right.
We live within what they call a reaction culture. You know? It's all about reaction now. Kids react. Teens react.
That's right.
Dudes react and tweens react.
Watch my react video.
Guys react. Girls react. Dudes react. Men react.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see the mines there.
That's why, that's I think the whole thing.
I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about
the hamster.
The hamster. Not a big fan of
Ham boy.
Not a big fan of ham boy myself, but
little ham taro.
He's effective, as you can see here. He's like just kind of controlling that point.
My complaint is you don't really see the hamster.
Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna contest it for a second. I also got my ult, so I'm gonna definitely pop that. But this Bastion.
Pop the ult.
Oh, I popped it.
Oh.
Let's go to get in there.
That whole ragdolling when you die, your body just flipping.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
Pretty fun.
If you've got that, you've got a video game.
Oh yeah.
You know?
It's true.
Like, my friend of Kotaku, Bennett Foddy, has lectured many times about how death should be funny in your game if your game has death in it at all.
Oh, interesting.
Failure should be funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it helps alleviate the sting.
Yeah. A corpse ragdolling, flipping, flying over, tripping over some walls and flopping out of some environmental objects. That qualifies certainly as. It's not funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny enough. Funny enough.
Yeah.
.com. All right, what else do we got here?
So I'm hoping to see the other two, or at least the other map. So we've seen 2 of the 3 so far, I believe. No, actually, I think we've seen all 3. But I'm just gonna play a little bit more, just because this map is kind of cool. I'm actually into it so far. I was a little bummed when the Busan map came out and it was for Lucio Ball, which I'm not a fan of. I don't really like that mode. I think it's cool. Sure, like why not?
I'm gonna tell you what about Lucio Ball. It has the makings of greatness.
Right. But I'd rather just play Rocket League.
Yeah.
You know?
The makings of greatness don't... Let's start that over. The makings of greatness do not greatness make.
Oh. Oh, look, so I think...
You need a little extra.
You can dance on this DDR pad. The only emote I have that I can dance is this one. But apparently you can actually, like... It does something if you have an emote where you can dance. But
you can dance?
The only one I have on the PTR.
Oh, dance floor.
I keep forgetting that the PTR is like different from...
You know what owns about Korea in 2003?
What's that?
Is all the bootleg DDR, dude.
Oh, we're playing. The bootleg DDR?
Yeah, the millions of bootleg DDRs.
That's great.
There's just like a million different bootleg DDRs. No, that was my experience in Los Angeles in like 1999 was... the bootleg DDR machines everywhere. L.A. in '99, man, wild scene. Not just kidding. It was pretty much like L.A. now.
Oh, this was the end of a match? I didn't realize we were even playing. I thought it was a skirmish.
Oh, you pop right in at the end.
There you go.
You know, there's people who walk in 45 minutes into a movie and don't even realize they missed anything.
How do you do that? I also, like, if I miss like the first 10 minutes of a movie, I'm like, no, we're catching the next one. I can't walk.
Oh no, yeah, I will not miss. So, like. It's like trailers have okay, so this is a complicated issue.
No, let's talk about it.
But Americans don't like commercials. If you grew up with a television remote in your house,
yeah,
there's a really good chance that you had a parent who grabbed the remote, searched for the remote every time a commercial came up. We've been conditioned since the 1960s to despise advertisements. And the advertisements before movie theaters are part of the reason movie theaters make money.
Right.
Is all these advertisements.
It's like 20 minutes of trailers.
It's exactly 20 minutes of trailers.
Interesting.
It's, at AMC, it's exactly 20 minutes. Unless you're seeing a movie in IMAX, then it's only 15.
Right.
Little, fun fact. So... That's a lot of trailers. It's a whole lot of trailers. Alamo Drafthouse makes the trailers interesting because they have...
oh, yeah, like little snippets and little clips or like sketches.
Yeah, they make it... I actually want to get to a movie a half an hour early for Alamo Drafthouse.
Also, like with Alamo Drafthouse or any movie theater now that you can like reserve seats at, like you feel much more of a peace of mind. You don't have to get there like 30 minutes early and like wrestle for the best seats in the house.
That Alamo Drafthouse is all about the front row.
Yeah.
So, interestingly, in Japan, all movie theaters have always been assigned seats. So, there has never been that get a ticket and then wait at the front of the line. I'm all about reserving my ticket when I go see a movie. Oh, and the Alamo Drafthouse is all about that front row. It is all about the front row.
The front row, really?
Yeah. The seats recline like all the way back.
So you're just like laying down. See, I can't do that. I might knock out. Even like the reserve seats where you can like recline all the way. I do like a midway because I don't like to be too comfortable.
Drafthouse front row is good because it's a decent distance. It's like a pretty good distance back from the screen. But I shouldn't be announcing this on a stream because apparently people still think that the front row is bad in theaters.
Oops.
It's the reason people think the front row is bad is because back in the 70s and 80s there were all these shopping mall multiplexes where they just pack it with as many seats as they can and the front row is just impossible to see in.
I watched Avatar that way, like with my neck hurt in 3D.
In 3D? Oh, it ruins the 3D when you're so close, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that wasn't fun.
So but if you go to any old movie palace, any movie theater like the Castro in San Francisco.
Oh, hey man.
Beautiful theater.
Come on.
The Grand Lake Theater in Oakland.
Look, so if you've seen they're going to kill me. But if you if you've seen the animated short, this is where D.Va sort of launches out of to fight,
to go into battle.
to go into battle. I actually really liked that short. It was really cool. But let's actually explore.
I'll watch that short. Look at that
Look at
movie
this.
theater there. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, that's cool. I love how like everything you can interact with in Overwatch is always like fun. You know.
Is that the virtual reality cockpit seats for controlling the robot?
Maybe.
What are those?
I have no idea. Well, I mean, if you're in the mech, you're in it. You know.
Yeah.
This
You're
is
in that
a
thing.
Cool little. Hopefully they don't kill me this time. Just chill, everybody.
People don't want to
Take a
chill.
quick tour. Oh, so this is where I guess her other teammates' mechs are at. This is pretty cool. Look at this one.
Oh,
Like a
take it
drone.
out. Take it for a ride.
Access denied, fam.
So yeah, as I was saying, people are really, really, really
Look at this
scared
one.
of seeing commercials, right?
Right.
So you'll see people
Oh.
trying to avoid being subjected to even a moment of advertisement by they'll walk into the theater like just as the movie is starting. And sometimes people horrendously mess it up.
Yeah.
And they end up coming in like 5 minutes into the movie. When I went to see Mission Impossible 6 Fallout,
Dope movie.
oh yeah, my movie of the year.
So
It's
good.
It was so good. I've seen it twice.
Oh,
So
nice.
Both times I saw it, both times,
Check
half the people in the theater arrived about 5 minutes into the movie.
What?
Yeah,
Look at this little cafeteria.
because they're afraid of previews, just terrified of previews. Just go there and just,
Love
oh my
it.
God, you just crushed that
It's
vendo.
so you can interact with everything. It's great.
You crushed that vendo.
All right, here we go. Game time.
Oh, Roadhog.
Game time.
Roadhog rules.
Yeah, he's good.
If I were an Overwatch character in real life, I would be Roadhog. Just throwing that out there.
I love Zarya. That's my main.
Yeah, she's tough as heck.
She's tough as heck.
She looks slightly impatient right now.
I mean, yeah, I feel that kind of way. Actually, after skirmishing for like minutes, just put me in a match already.
Just throw me in the...
Just throw me right in the deep end.
Chuck me in the deep end. It's all a deep end. That's my Judge Dredd.
That's
Carl
pretty good.
Urban Judge Dredd voice impression.
He was good, Judge Dredd.
He was a really good Judge Dredd. You know what the worst thing in the world is I'm going to tell you what the worst thing in the world is.
Hit me.
Is at the end of Judge Dredd. So, okay, first of all, I went to see Dredd in the theater. I saw it in 3D and I saw it in 2D.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it 3 times in the theater because I liked it so much. I like a good 88-minute movie.
Yeah.
So I went to see it, and then when it was on Netflix, I put it on Netflix like a million times.
Nice.
At the end of the movie, I won't spoil it for anyone in the chat who hasn't seen anything. At the end of the movie, Judge Dredd, upon doing something really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool, really brutal, really, like, effective, after a good 10 seconds of movie silence, Judge Dredd stares at what he's done, and he just says, yeah. Like that, right?
Yeah, it does actually, yeah.
He says, yeah. And the Netflix
Here
subtitle
he comes.
for that is YEAH exclamation point,
Sure.
right? So that's terrible.
Mm.
That is not an exclamation point.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
saying, yeah, with a period.
Period.
Or
Yeah,
even a ... That is not an exclamation point.
Yeah, definitely not. It doesn't sound like it.
That made me irate.
Did you write a letter to Netflix?
I should have.
Should have, yeah.
So,
Dear
yeah,
Netflix.
me and my buddy Michael Kerwin, while working on our own video game, we must have watched through Dread on Netflix
Oh man, I'm
like,
already. Oh, nice.
40 times just while working. It's just on in the background. And every time it got to the end, like, we kept the subtitles
Oh.
on. And every time it got to the end, we're like, here it comes. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
And then we're just like, yeah. Yeah, that's my story about
Well,
that movie.
That's good.
I like that movie, Dread.
That movie's dope. I mean, it's basically. I mean, it has a lot in common with The Raid, another movie that we've talked about before.
Yeah, they pretty much, they were like, we're going to make Dread movie. We're gonna make it now. They got Alex Garland writing the screenplay. Alex Garland, a very British man, writer of the video game Enslaved: Journey to the West.
Oh yeah. That was a very slept-on game.
Yeah, that game kind of rules.
Yeah.
The main character is, let's face it, he's unattractive. He doesn't look good.
Right.
The main character looks like Bruce Willis was left in a room with a malfunctioning microwave for like leaking some radiation. Like,
yeah, sure.
Like somebody left Bruce Willis in a little bit too long. Is what the main character in that game looks like.
Sure.
But Alex Garland wrote that. I like Alex Garland. Wrote 28 Days Later. So it is said, and it is also believed by me that he pretty much directed that movie.
Oh,
Dread.
interesting.
I'll
fuck about that.
Carl Urban said it at a Comic-Con or something. He's like, oh, yeah, Alex Garland he directed that movie, not the jerk who's credited for it.
Interesting.
So that's neat to know.
That isn't.
And then Alex Garland made that Ex Machina and Annihilation, and he's now a director in his own right. So good for him.
What was the last one again? Annihilation.
Annihilation. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh,
one.
very good.
It's good.
Very good film. When it came out, it had like a little bit of buzz from filmy people. But I feel like I saw a lot of people go see it, because of that buzz.
Right.
And then, a lot of them were disappointed. They were disappointed because it's way lower key than you might think it's going to be.
Right.
So it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
To exist in the world. And years later, it will be universally probably liked.
Have you been to a PC Bang in Korea?
A PC Bang?
Yeah.
Are you joking my eyes out? Of course I have.
They're amazing.
Yeah, I love PC Bangs. I call them PC Bangs
Bangs?
because that's how it's spelled in English.
Okay.
That's a joke. I call them PC Bangs. I really like PC Bangs.
Yeah, I went to one in Seoul, and I was blown away by how amazing it was. You could just order food from your
from your
PC.
When I first went to a PC Bang was in 2003.
Back up, fool.
And I played StarCraft because that's what you're supposed to do. I played the heck out of some StarCraft.
I played Overwatch.
So Overwatch having a Korean character and now having a Korean map, it's really nice. Yeah, long time coming because Korea has always 1,000,000% been there for Blizzard. I mean, I guess this is
that's true.
I guess this is their first game that feasibly could have Korea in it. So,
Sure.
And I mean, they did it.
They did it. It's here.
You got a Korean character and you've got now Korea. And I love it.
Ooh,
but man, those internet cafes. When I first went to one, I had the guy who ran the place. I went to one in the suburbs. So I'm out in the suburbs, somewhat near Incheon. So
okay.
My friend and her family lived out there. My friend from college who lived there. So yeah, I went to this internet cafe in this huge old shopping arcade, Christmas Eve, right? And I go in there, and it's just the high-techest, sweetest looking place, in the middle of this old building. And then this guy just starts bringing me Coca-Cola, dude.
What?
He just started bringing it to me. I wasn't asking for it.
Did you get... But you usually have to pay up front. He was just like, hey, man,
he was just bringing them to me. He was so friendly and so nice, yeah.
That's awesome.
Some old guy just hooking me up.
Shout out to that guy, wherever you are.
And, I fell asleep, and he came by, and while I was asleep, he, stopped the timer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm like, wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Comfortable chairs. The one thing I didn't like was they had, this blue track lighting, which I thought was cool.
At the time?
Yeah, it was, indirect blue lighting. It was, really bright. And I thought it was cool, but after, a couple hours, I was like, my eyes are messed up.
Yeah.
I went outside, and everything looked wrong.
Everything was off.
Everything looked like I could not. I had no night vision for 20 minutes. It was oh no.
You were daylight balanced like hell.
You were really not supposed to be in a room with electric blue light for more than a couple of minutes.
I mean, that's how they get you, though.
Hours.
That's how they get you. You forget what time of day it is, you know?
You feel like you're on a starship.
Yeah.
You feel like you're on a goddarn USS Enterprise, which isn't even lit that way, but
right.
It feels that way at the time.
Yeah, the one I went to was in a mall. It was in the basement of a mall, but it was huge. It felt like a casino.
Was it? Oh yeah. Was it in the
massive.
Samsung mall?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. but it was so huge. It was like shocking. I was like, man, how many rows of like PCs there are? Like it's like pretty amazing to see it up close like that.
Yeah, I was really impressed by the fatness of the pipes on the internet, like how fast the internet was.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking like ultra mega gigabit going on in like 2003.
You know what I found interesting, and I remember you bringing this up recently too, though, is that when I was there back in end of May, early June, when I went into the PC Bang, they're like everyone there was playing. Most of the people there were playing a variation of PUBG, Overwatch, and like a couple people were playing like League and stuff. But yeah, it was like surprising how many people were like there just to play PUBG.
And we're not playing Fortnite.
And we're not playing. That was the other distinction too. Was like nobody was playing Fortnite.
So, I whether I don't talk about this too much, but I've been a consultant for many video game companies, independent and AAA, over the past 15 years or so. So I was, for several years of my life, I was employable, very employable in a freelance contract aspect as a guy who had been to Korea. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all I needed was the experience of having been to Korea. Right? So, at the time I first went to Korea, they had this online service called Cyworld.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Cyworld?
No, I haven't.
It's like MySpace, except Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Right? So it was like a social media. It was like Facebook, before Facebook, but at the time of MySpace. And it was incredible because you got a little avatar that you walk around in a room you decorate. You can give presents to your friends. And it's
cute.
The production value was like slightly higher than you'd expect. It was like more than Neopets or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was like, it was really polished. So you would see people of all ages sitting in these internet cafes where it's so cheap. Yeah, it's like not even $1 an hour.
Yeah, you could see how people just spend their whole days there.
You just go there and you sit down and you just play the game, and they're just basically looking at video game Facebook, right?
Interesting.
And so a lot of this stuff ended up, I don't know how, but it ended up in a lot of like Zynga games, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of these design principles, because they had hit on a liquid gold mine with this stuff. And there was a game called Kart Rider.
Yeah,
Do you know Kart Rider?
It's very popular, yeah.
Yeah, it still is. It's online Mario Kart.
They play it like professionally too. There's like leagues. Yeah.
It's online Mario Kart with incredible depth of skill and made possible only by that government mandated Team One internet. That's
amazing.
The internet is so good because the government made a choice. They're like, hey, we're going to provide this as a utility, and we're going to, hashtag net neutrality, everybody.
Facts.
Like, so they had this super fast internet so they can have these twitchy games online. And it was all cosmetic upgrades. You see gift cards being sold in the supermarket. This is my experience in Korea in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. And Blizzard was just like, Korea was just there for everything Blizzard. And they had started to make their own things as well. And a lot of the things that Korea made in the early 2000s got poached, sold out, cannibalized, ripped off all over the world after that. Mm-hmm. And that's where the whole rise of social games and a lot of what informed and continues to inform mobile game design, especially like overarching economy design in mobile games, just all was shoplifted from Korea in the early 2000s.
So I feel I just stumbled into the rocks there. Ragdolled my way out there. Let's watch this again in the replay. So I feel like you're saying all of this to somehow bring it back around to PUBG.
Yeah. So PUBG's there now.
Right.
And it's popular. I guess because it's... I don't know. Like, so what's... Okay, I was just in Taiwan for a week. I didn't see anybody playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
But I saw so many people playing PUBG.
Yeah.
You can play PUBG on the subway.
I was going to say on your phone in the subway.
Because you get like a 100 megabit down or up.
Oh, did you test it on your phone?
On the subway, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I did a tweet. I was like, this is the subway Wi-Fi in Taipei.
That's wild. I don't know what that means as a New Yorker.
How do you get your brother to play this game? We've got a question.
How do you get your brother to play this game? I don't know. Play with him.
Yeah.
Find out what kind of games they like.
Yeah, what does your brother like?
Yeah, because like there's a class. There's obviously a character for everybody. Find out what kind of games they like, and then ease them in with like, hey, so if you like, I don't know, if you like shooters, maybe stick with. Let's see if I can go back and show you. You know, try someone like Soldier 76 or Farah.
Overwatch. The way I would sell Overwatch to someone in 2018 is. So, like we were just saying, Overwatch has all this lore in the map. There's, like every one of those movie posters that was like outside the movie theater has a name in Korean that someone's going to translate into English in the next couple of minutes probably and be like, oh, this movie's called this. This movie references this. And it's probably building toward the reveal of another character at some point later, right? There's probably all these tiny little droplets and breadcrumbs in the game. And one thing that I'm enjoying now is reading video game press releases for AAA games and just seeing all the ways that AAA game publishers rephrase, we're doing story the way Overwatch does. But they explain it in all these like labyrinthine terms. So basically, Overwatch created just the modern way of marketing.
It's actually affecting the arrows.
What?
Look at it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
you can do it.
I can do it. Sorry, that
oh my God, maybe you can actually play.
Oh, maybe you can. Oh, look, you can. Like, it's actually affecting what's on the screen. Anyway.
Somebody had a good time programming that.
So, yeah, who was that? Crowbar. I would say just, like, also, maybe have him watch you play or check out a stream or show him, like, a clip of a highlight. This game is so deep. I mean, it's obviously been around for so long, and it feels like it's not really going anywhere.
It's never gonna go anywhere. It's
so good. It's such a good game. But I could see how somebody would kind of be turned off a little bit by the just like the general aesthetic or maybe they don't.
If he's turned off by the aesthetic, I'd hate to see what he wears. I'm just throwing that out there. He might wear okay clothes. Like I don't know. I think this game just generally looks extremely good.
It's great.
If you think this game doesn't look good, there's first of all that's a different problem probably. But I mean. What this game is the attention to detail in the way they tell a story is like incredible.
Yeah.
Right? So just assume that everything else in the game is that thoughtfully designed. The game design is so incredibly solid.
Yeah, totally. And like I said before, like there's really a class for everybody out there. And then once you start to figure out the class you're most comfortable with, then you can start to explore and experiment a little, especially depending on what game type you're playing. So like it always varies for me. So like if I'm playing defense, then I'm playing someone very different than when I'm playing offensively.
Yeah.
And this game allows you like the room to do that. And it's like I don't really get that from other shooter games, even like a Battlefield, for example.
Yeah.
Like, Battlefield's cool. You have like different classes you can play as and support the team, but not in this way.
I almost would say that the first-person shooter genre is just a tool in this game.
Sure,
it's not actual. This is not a first-person shooter.
Nope.
It is a Street Fighter MOBA.
Totally. That's a great way to put it.
So it's like
nice.
they created a genre here. The genre being the hero genre, right? So this wasn't a thing that was around, and now the concept of a hero is like if everyone on both teams was the same hero, you would be playing a different game. You would be playing one game.
Right.
If everybody on both teams was a different hero, it would be a different game. But it would still be a game. You could have a game out of just one character. If you have 8 of one character, that's an actual viable good video game. It's every character you choose affects the game that you're playing. So your opponents determine the game. Like every matchup is a different game.
Yeah,
so every matchup of 4-on-4 is a different game.
Right.
You're looking at hundreds and hundreds of different game designs here that are all in like this perfect seamless harmony.
Yeah, totally. And in some games you might not even like some matches like Tim is just talking about, like you don't even have to actually shoot. You can totally play support and maybe even play as like Symmetra and just lock things down or play a healer, play as like Mercy or Lucio.
I don't want to say that any team combination is a viable team. I'm just saying that every team combination is designed to work somehow.
Right. There's a lot of flexibility.
Yeah. And I mean, that's really fascinating. So if you think of Street Fighter, you go back to Street Fighter. If you play Ryu versus Ryu, that feels like a video game.
Totally.
And you can say the controls are do this to throw a fireball, do this to do a spinning kick, right? And that's like you're describing how to play one game. Obviously, in order to play Street Fighter, you want to learn as much as possible about all of the characters while focusing your strength on one of them, right? And that's how you would play Overwatch as well.
Totally.
So it has a lot of fighting game design in it. So to sell this game, I would say that it's all about the characters.
Also, tell your brother to stop being a butt.
Yeah. Tell him also to go to Home Depot and buy a ladder that is taller than himself so he can get over himself.
Tim, always got the bars on deck.
That's what I would say.
Oh yeah, D.Va. I know it's your hometown, but
you're killing her where she lives?
Oh no!
You've been stunned.
Help me out. D.Va, help me out. Help me, please.
Nobody's gonna help you. Oh, you lived.
I lived. Yeah, the good thing about Zarya is she's a tank, and she can take a lot of damage. So
I love tanks.
Yeah, me too.
So I've been playing this game, Dragon Quest XI, for about 300 hours over the course of the last year.
That's right.
And it does a neat thing with the characters. The characters are not... Usually a Dragon Quest game has like a job class system. But there's something in the air that game designers are loving these days. And
his job classes?
A character who's built as a person.
Oh, right.
They're a person first and a set of attributes second, right? So the sort of person they are... Oh, no, that Windows key.
Windows key is dangerous.
Oh, man, that's why I have a keyboard on my computer that doesn't have a Windows
I want to
key.
just pop it off. I don't need it.
Pop off that Windows.
That's right.
Just rip it off, man. I hate that key.
Hey, no problem, Jipple. I'm glad we could clear that up for somebody.
Yeah, dude.
Overwatch is dope, and it's a good game. It's not for everybody, sure, but if you can find out what makes it so good, then you can really start to like dive in and really appreciate the little nuances in terms of like, especially like team comp. So right now you see me playing as Zarya, so maybe I'll switch it up for just to kind of illustrate. I'm probably gonna do terribly now, but so I was playing earlier as Mei, and for control,
I love Mei.
I like to play as Mei just so I can cut off certain entrances and exits. But this map's actually interesting because the control point itself is actually wide open, so not a lot of room for me to cut things off. But I can at least cut them off and the entrance here after this stone because they have the same. It looks the same on their end. Also, it helps me like kind of close off some snipers. So right here, for example, boom.
Yeah. So Mei was like watching some streamers playing as Mei was the first time that was. Well, so I was sold on this game when I saw the first the reveal of it. I was like, this looks like the best game ever. I even have some tweets that are like they made the best competitive game possible.
Yeah.
I can relink back to my old tweet where I said that during the reveal. Yeah, just to prove that I was right.
That's right.
Yeah, but I saw a streamer playing as Mei on like the day the game came out, and I was like, oh man, they really did it.
Yeah.
Because that ice wall.
Yeah.
That's your fighting game or MOBA concept of space control or zoning just happening right there.
Boom.
Space control. You are controlling the space.
Also, with Mei, it's very generous with the aiming. You don't really have to pinpoint. I mean, unless you do the like what I'm doing here with the with your secondary fire, you shoot out these little ice daggers.
Yeah.
And you can be really precise with those, which is really fun. But for the most part, see, like right there, boom.
It's so clean and elegant, and she's such a well-designed, cool-looking cartoon character.
Totally.
So it's like she's doing the sort of thing that if you look at her character, it's like, yeah, that's what she would do.
Yeah, totally.
Right? It's like a person first. You know, that's with all the characters, and then you play something like, I'm not going to dog on Fortnite. I think Fortnite is a masterpiece. It's an interesting masterpiece. PUBG is still quote unquote game of the decade. Overwatch is game of the decade number 2.
Oh yeah.
In case we were all keeping track. You see something like PUBG or Fortnite where you're like running up on somebody and you're about to shoot them, and then suddenly a hobo shanty town explodes around them, and now they're 400 feet up in the sky.
It's like, what the just happened?
Because there's some pro player just hammering the that, you know?
Yeah.
I hope everyone could hear me hit the desk.
I'm pretty sure. Shout us out in the comments if you've heard that. If you heard Tim.
What's everyone's opinion for Overwatch on Switch?
I'd be into it. Why not?
It's gonna run at 60 FPS. Just like mark my words.
It
60 FPS in handheld.
It's got to, man.
Yeah. Fortnite running at like 12. It's gonna be.
Yo.
I mean, we're dealing with Blizzard's own engine. It's like it's gonna be 60.
This
FPS.
thing runs on everything and anything too. So I feel like if it doesn't run at 60 frames, I mean they got
You can get WoW at 60 frames per second on a goddamn MacBook Air, and there's not even a graphics card in that.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, what's the Paladins is on Switch.
Yeah.
And that's basically
Paladins.
That's basically this game. I'm not gonna lie. So like they could figure it out.
It's made by some people who understand Overwatch about as well as I do, at least. Oof. At least as well as I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to play it on Switch. If I could play this on the go, you kidding me? I would love that. I mean, it wouldn't be my main way to play it, like the same way that Fortnite isn't. But if I happen to be out and have an internet connection, or I'm with a few buds,
if you lived in Korea, you could play it on the train.
That's true. That's true. I could play it on the damn train.
I want them to make some Joy-Cons that are good for FPSs.
Yeah, right.
So that I can play FPSs portable. I know they can do it.
That's true, and I'm surprised they haven't like
some elite Joy-Cons.
Are there even any like third-party ones? Let me close that off.
I've got that Hody brand third-party portable only Joy-Con, right?
Right.
And it just opened my mind because it's like, oh, it's exactly like the regular Joy-Con except it has a D-pad and it doesn't vibrate, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, where's the elite Joy-Cons, man?
Right. Yeah.
I want some really big, chunky, catcher's mitt sort of.
Yeah,
beefy Joy-Cons to put on the side of that thing.
Hell yeah. With like a nice grip on it, with some solid triggers.
Yeah, I need it. Just give it to me.
Some paddles? Why not?
Give me it. Right?
Yeah.
And so I would play the heck out of some FPSs on the Switch.
Oh, I got a summer loot box. Summer games loot box.
Victory.
Flawless victory. So I was doing my thing there as May, as you could see. So there's different ways to play this game.
I love these shots of the team at the end.
Oh, he definitely got me. They got me right here. This was yeah.
This is play the game?
Yeah. They caught me right here. You see me flow right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a smart guy
Boom.
who's paid his rent for many years because of video game design. And sometimes I see the play of the game and I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Really? I'm gonna vote for my damn self.
Like when I see him on Twitter, I'm just like, oh, look at my play of the game, dude. And I'm just like, oh, what is this?
Like, what's happening? Yeah, even when you watch
what's happening there?
Overwatch leaks sometimes, like, I can't imagine seeing that as a newcomer to the game who doesn't really play it a lot. It's a lot happening on screen, especially with pro players. It gets intense. Although if you know the game and you can sort of speak the language, it's like watching Street Fighter. It's like it's watching pro level Street Fighter.
I've sat in on many a conversation about Overwatch where the goal was, how do we make our game more like Overwatch? Right? I've listened to a lot of people talk about this, and
that's
like,
interesting.
We want to make it simple. I want to make a simple Overwatch. We're working on this game right now called Truck Hack, right? Mm-hmm. And Truck Hack has a lot of Overwatch in it. So that's one of the reasons why I watch so much Overwatch on Twitch, right? Even so, I see that play of the game sometimes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
But PC bot. So it's like, how can we make our game more like Overwatch? And it's like, Overwatch is, oh my god, the inflatable things. So this is like so Korea, because there's a lot of just like inflatable stuff on the street outside of businesses. Yeah, little truck, little tiny baby truck.
Telecom.
So yeah, it's like basically Overwatch's enduring concept, which I believe will survive until the end of video games, is the hero.
Yeah.
Concept.
Yeah.
The hero is a package of game design principles and mechanics. Just a package of mechanics. And it's like, that's so cool.
I'll switch it up.
It's not just attributes, it's mechanics. And it's like, that's sure is a MOBA thing, obviously, and it was before this, but the way Overwatch does it in an action game is flawless.
Yeah. Yeah, and each one has so much personality, and like you want to be that person, Like when I started off this game playing as D.Va, and I loved D.Va. I mean, I still love D.Va.
That's why you went to Korea.
That's exactly why I went to Korea. No, but so each character has a lot of personality, and you sort of identify with those characters, and it's fun. And, it's like any sort of fighting game, like you mentioned. Like, I love playing as Ryu. Because I don't know why.
I like being this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like except. Like forced into a team dynamic like this, and the team setups are so flexible and fascinating.
Right.
Really good stuff.
So
good stuff, guys.
I'm playing Symmetra just cause. I feel like this might be one of our last matches before we wrap it up. I also want to open up that loot box, that summer loot box, before we close out. Hopefully
let's see what kind of a hot summer it's going to be.
See what kind of a hot summer it's going to be. So what I'll do is I'll like put some turrets inside here that they can't really access.
This is a good level.
Yeah.
Control point.
Right?
You got to control your control point, dude.
I'll put one here too. Why not? Oh.
Game
yeah,
design's
she sees my
nice and
turrets.
clean in this game.
She sees my turrets.
I would not expect Blizzard to ever
God.
design a bad game, because they designed Blackthorn, Rock and Roll Racing, and the Lost Vikings. Like, not Rock and Roll Racings.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what
singular.
that is. Rock and Roll Racing. Rock and Roll Racing is pretty good, dude.
We should stream it. I'm super down to stream that.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, I mean, we love Blizzard. I mean, I love Blizzard games, and particularly Overwatch.
Have you
I wanna
played
see it
Lost
go.
Vikings?
I have not.
Okay, you got to play Lost. Have you played Blackthorn?
No.
Oh my God.
A lot of things I don't.
you got to play those 3. Those are the 3 games that
I got to check out
basically
before I die.
I learned to always expect quality from Blizzard because of those games.
Interesting.
I mean, they were still called software creations when they made Lost Vikings.
Wow, so that sounds like a really 80s, 90s,
Yeah, it sounds like Electronic Arts.
or like software, etc.
So, man, I worked at a software, etc.
Did you? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Then they became a GameStop shortly after I quit. They just changed everything was GameStop.
Yeah.
The franchise wars. That was a reference to the film Demolition Man,
Ooh, good
which-
movie.
which stars Sylvester Stallone, who starred in Judge Dredd.
And Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. Oh God, Big Snipes, who starred in
Big
Blade.
Snipes. Yo, 20-year anniversary for Blade.
God, I love that
wild.
movie.
Blade is amazing.
Wesley Snipes will reply to any tweet where you call him Daywalker.
Have you done it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's replied to my tweets.
Sick. So you know Wesley Snipes technically.
He's pretty much my best friend. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
If somebody replies to your tweet, you can say that you hung out with them.
Yeah, you're besties at that point.
I mean,
Besties
okay.
with Wesley.
Think of it this way: if you were accidentally time traveled back like 20 years ago, how
Right.
else would you explain it?
That's
Right?
true. I spoke to this person.
I spoke to them. Oh,
Right.
yeah, how?
How?
Oh, well, through the internet. What's
I
that?
know Wesley.
It's easier. Because imagine every person you're talking just woke up from like a 20-year coma,
Right.
right? Just think of them. Maybe 20 years is not long enough. A 40-year coma. So you say, I talked to Wesley Snipes. They're like, who's Wesley Snipes?
That's true. They're like,
Ah.
what the hell are you talking about?
That's the punchline of my whatever that joke
look at
was.
that. Look at this beautiful.
All those yellow
mess.
pluses popping everywhere.
Look at I'm getting healed. Whoever's healer is definitely getting my vote. Actually, it was probably Brigitte.
Maybe they died and that's why you died. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
You are now spectating Liquid. I've spectated Liquid before.
Is that some kind of weird euphemism for something, or is it?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what I'm
I
talking
don't know what
about.
you're talking about. Oh, we're back at the base. We're back at HQ. Hopefully, if we win this one, this will be our last match, and then we'll call it a day.
Call it a day.
After I open up that loot box.
Oh yeah, get that box. Pop that box.
Pop open the loot box.
Lift the lid. Peer inside. Ooh, it's good. And it's mine.
Boom.
There we go. Not a full rhyme.
Not a full rhyme, but it was close.
Very close. Pop the lid.
Oops.
Peer inside.
I feel like this map's going to be a little tougher to play as Symmetra, although maybe not. There's a lot of columns and places to hide. So the main thing you want to do as Symmetra is hide these turrets. You don't want them to know where they at.
Yeah.
See, like right there would be good. I got one more to use. Oh, that's my teammate. What am I doing? Why are you shooting at me, dog? See, look, boom.
Don't shoot me. My only move in Overwatch whenever I click the left mouse button is, and it's I don't understand. No matter who I choose, if I click the left mouse button, I just hear a voice go, "Don't shoot me."
That's your main attack is
Yeah, and then I
pleading.
just end up getting blown up. I get tore apart.
maybe this game isn't for you.
And also, every time I log on, if I turn the voice chat on, all I hear is like wild dogs, like snarling in like wretched pain.
Oh, look at this. This is cool.
I can't get on one of the human servers.
Oh, yeah. You got to get on the human servers. Ooh, from downtown.
Oh, you eliminated Chris DeMaster.
Yeah, right.
I had to like lean in to like see what his name was because it was like red on this background.
Oh, God. Help me, please.
Kill, kill, kill.
They seem to be coming in from here, so let me bless this area right here with the little turret. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. You know what game's pretty cool is Destiny. And it's some good online multiplayer.
It's pretty good.
The PvP is
I love the
pretty good.
PvP in Destiny actually.
Yeah, it's clean.
Crucible.
I like that new mode that's coming out. That new mode, Gambit.
Oh yeah.
It's like a team-based, like, God, it's so weird. It's like a team-based player versus computer with like Dark Souls invasion portals where you can invade the other players' game. But you have to satisfy certain criteria to open a portal that takes you to the other players' arena, and then get in there as a ghost. It's weird, man.
It's weird.
You're like trying to kill a bunch of enemies in order to feed like a crystal goblet thing that then pops out a boss, and if you kill the boss, you win. And it's like you can also feed up some crystal goblet thing to pop open a portal that lets one of your people jump over to fight the other team 1-on-4. Very strange. Very strange mode.
Gucci.
Yeah, Destiny, the Forsaken expansion, as they're calling it. They weren't gonna forsake it, and then they decided to forsake it.
That's interesting. Do you ever think Overwatch will get a third-person mode?
Yeah.
Why not? Maybe as a party thing, as a fun thing.
You want to see those characters.
See my dude. That's kind of what. Speaking of Destiny, like, you get all that cool stuff, and then you only really see it when you're in like the main hub area, which is kind of a bummer.
In a way, I think first person is more to the ethos of the game because the way you're seeing the lore in the levels, you know.
Yeah.
Like the way it's emphasizing what you see, like what your character sees. It's part of what makes you feel like the character. They're actually having some design fun with the idea of a first-person perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like you do get to see how cool the characters are when you see another player.
That's true. Yeah. Okay,
However, they probably should put a third person in.
Let's open up that loot box.
They'll save it for when they have nothing else to do. Like when Apple said they had a white iPhone or whatever. Like, well, it's a white iPhone. It's like everybody's like, ooh.
Oh, look, it's a whole lot of nothing. But thankfully, this is
that a beer stein?
Oh, look, I got a
Symmetra emote.
Yeah, it's nice. She just claps.
Oh.
It's got like a boleto vibe to it.
A little bit of a snippy clap. That's good.
Yeah, so that was a good look at the map. We played a decent amount of matches there. Got a nice amount of wins.
Is that Atlantic Tracer?
It is Atlantic Tracer. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We really appreciate it. And we'll be streaming again on Friday. You're going to be streaming, right? Tim?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be here.
Tim's here. He's going to be streaming.
I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be all over the place.
Nice.
Should I stream with a voice
Judge
like
Dredd?
that?
Yeah, you should.
That was like a Duke Nukem Judge Dredd combo.
Yeah. All right, yeah, but thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys around.
Jack or Son, thanks for enjoying the commentary.
Absolutely.
We try to do a different type of commentary here.
That's right.
However, if anyone else in the chat doesn't like the commentary, let us know, and next time we'll just yell. Whoa! Whoa! Like that. Let us know.
All right, bye, guys.
We can do that too. Bye.